let's dive into the topics we've got written down.
Okay, well, we were going to talk today about what software we use in our agency.
Yeah.
And I think people will find that quite interesting. And then what platforms we use to advertise on. So I'll kick things off with the platforms because that's a really quick one, and then we'll go on software.
Yeah.
So what platforms do me and Harry use to advertise our clients? That would be, this might be a surprise, but it's not just the Meta platforms. So we use Facebook and Instagram, of course, but we also use YouTube and we use TikTok. They're probably the top three. Snapchat ads, me and you, we don't have the audience for that. We don't have clients that warrant being on Snapchat. Although we know how to run Snapchat ads, we don't. And then the only other spin on that would be email. We do a lot of email marketing in SMS, but they're not platforms. That's just like that's an additional way of marketing a product. So in terms of actual online advertising platforms, it's YouTube, Facebook, Meta, and TikTok.
And then we do a bit of Google for certain clients that require it, but it's not something we heavily lean on or really teach.
Google, no, it's not. But we do have clients that we use Google Ads for. It's an expensive platform, and it's a time and a place for it. So
for certain clients.
So that's really the platforms we use. YouTube ads, if those listening, you don't understand it, obviously we teach it, but that's not what we're talking about today. But there's different ways you can advertise on YouTube. One is a skippable ad. So if you're on YouTube, like you would be if you're watching our podcast or whatever, you will get pretty much every time you go on, you'll get an ad that will appear before the video you're about to watch. Now,
and then they're now adding those to shorts as well.
Perfect. So not perfect. It's good for us, for advertisers. It's fantastic. So first 5 seconds, the skip button will come up after 5 seconds. Now, if you hit say you're watching something and an ad comes up, you've got 5 seconds to make a decision. Keep watching the ad or skip and watch the video that you intended to watch. Now, if you hit the skip button, the person running the ad, i.e. me and you or our client, they do not get charged. That's completely free. So you actually get 29, that's 30 seconds, but 30 seconds completely free. So even if someone watches 29 seconds of the ad on YouTube and still haven't hit skip, and then on the 29th second they hit skip, you've still not paid for it, okay? Because it doesn't go down as what's classed as a view, and you only pay for a view, and a view is anything over 30 seconds. Of course, if then they watch your ad and they hit the call to action, you get charged for the click. Okay, so you get charged on clicks as normal. Well, there's different ways of laying it up, but it's an incredible way of getting free exposure for your client. So that's all I really need to touch on. There's other ways of advertising on YouTube. You can have it like Facebook, where it can be like a static post appears up on the right hand side. Google then is part of the Google platform, so you can then, Google will show your ad on lots of different Google based platforms, not just YouTube, predominantly YouTube, but it will push it around other places. And then there's things like display ads, so you can be on the side as a recommended watch. There's lots and lots of different ways YouTube can come to your agency and help you and your client. So that's kind of really it. And there's a time and a place when we use YouTube ads. TikTok. So TikTok ads, what makes that good? We use TikTok for more of the e-com. Okay. It's an incredible platform for e-com, and actually you get a 14% higher ROAS at the moment with TikTok ads. That's what TikTok is saying. I don't disprove that. I think that's probably the case. It does also work for lead gen. The misconception with TikTok is that it's a very young audience. It's not. It's very evenly split into thirds. So 33% of it are people aged 24 to 30, and then you've got about 35% of people who are in my bracket of age, late 30s to 50. So the age group has completely expanded. It's a maturing platform. And the beauty about TikTok is it is cheaper to advertise on TikTok than it is on Meta by a mile.
Yeah,
because
I think
People will be saying though, Harry, well, why is it? It's because there's less competition.
Yeah.
So it's not as saturated, basically.
Yeah, I think for everyone listening, there's so many different platforms available that you've gone through, and there's more. You can do Pinterest ads, Twitter ads. There's ads on all platforms that you can do, and it's just you needing to put your marketing head on and realize, right, I know all of these platforms, and I know I'm going to get the best results here, or I know I can portray the product best here. For example, like weekend getaways. If I had a spa I was working with, not a US spa. When I say spa in the UK, I mean like a swimming pool, sauna. I don't know what you'd call them really. Because spas are very different in the US, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they are. It's
Yeah.
like a getaway essentially. If I was advertising one of those clients, I'd make sure that they were on TikTok 100% of the time, producing loads of content, because so many people now are finding places to get away or vacation spots or the best hotels on holidays through searching on TikTok. Like advertising that on Facebook and Instagram would just be a complete waste of money, in my opinion. So you have to be so aware, and what you also need to be aware of is the client's going to have their own opinion as well, and a lot of the time you're going to have to disagree with them, because someone who's mentioned to me before, they've cold called a client and they've said, no, we need to be advertising on Google, Facebook ads don't work for this, when actually, when he told me that, it was actually the complete opposite, and he needs to then tell him what the actual state of play was. Because a lot of the time, like, you're the expert, not them. You need to take them into consideration because they know their industry, but you need to tell them what platform they need to be advertising on and what they need to be doing. So I think it's just being self-aware and just knowing the industry of where you're going to get the best results, and that's what platform you choose.
Also, the thing that people really need to consider is your client's product best sold in a video format or a static post format? And that's really, really important. If you can sell the product better through video, do not go on the Meta platforms, because Meta is not a video-based platform. Yes, you have Reels, I get it, and you can post a video on Instagram. It's not effective. It's not what Instagram is known for. It's not designed for video very well, which is why people are now consuming content on other platforms such as YouTube Shorts and TikTok, because that type of content now is far more engaging. Instagram is good for social proof, for profile, but ask yourself, right, this is a hotel, this is a spa, this is a getaway, this is a dentist, even to that degree. Seeing the product and seeing the brand in a video format is way, way stronger.
Yeah, because there are like, for example, products. There's a lot of products that you need to see how they work in a video form for you to buy. Or if your brand relies very heavily on a story behind it, or I don't know, or like an urban feel behind a particular product, it's going to be very difficult to get that across in a static image. So it's like, why? And if you've got a video and you can make a video, and for example, those spa videos, they're very kind of, they're customer made. They're not really high end videography. It's very,
well, TikTok,
they're organic.
TikTok, film your TikTok ads in the TikTok app. They don't want you filming it. And if you're using TikTok to run ads for your client, it can be done and filmed in the TikTok app. Get your clients to experiment and produce a whole bunch of different TikToks. They may need to be shown how to use the app, fine, or they will know. TikTok's a massive platform, but the thing that you need to remember with TikTok ads is it has to look like a TikTok, because you're disguising it basically. Yeah. And those who are watching, if you're on TikTok, you will do the same. When you know it's an ad, you've swiped up because you know it's an ad. The ones that get you are the ones that disguise it as a TikTok, and actually you think, oh, this is cool, this is engaging. Oh shit, this is a promoted post. Like,
it can't look like an ad on TikTok.
No, it can't.
No, it really can't. It has to look like the person you're following, or you're falling into an algorithm that they're bringing this new product to you. If it looks like a really manufactured ad, and we've had that. We've worked with clients and they've said, oh, that doesn't look, I don't know what words they used. It didn't look like a TV ad or you know, those really manufactured ads, and we were like, yeah, you don't understand the space. Yeah, it has to be really organic and look like someone on the platforms produced it.
Yeah. And also, I think with TikTok ads, some of the best TikTok ads really you can run are ones where they're done in the third person. So, like for example, if you're working with a dentist or anything really, if having a person in the third person, almost giving a testimonial, like a review on the ad, it catches them out. So those that are listening, like I'll give you an example. We work with an app, a driving app. The driving app is designed to help people understand their driving routes before their test. Now, you can do static posts all day long on that, but no one's going to read it. However, getting a person in the demographic, so say, for example, a female aged 19, okay, saying, hey guys, I've just discovered this app. It does this. It helped me do this. And now I can live my life by doing this. She's almost like she's not working for the brand. She's reviewing the brand, and it holds loads of weight because people love being told to buy something because it's good. So doing those type of ads filmed in a TikTok style of ad is huge, and you do get a good click-through rate. You get people investing in your brand because they think, if it's worked for her, it would work for me.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more with that, mate.
On Instagram, you can't get that message across on Instagram at all. Instagram ads, by the way, for those listening, it is hugely saturated, massively. There's a time and a place for it, and we use them to our advantage for certain products, but the space is changing. It really is changing. I think more ads are going to be shown on Reels than anything else. I think Instagram will change its platform to suit that too.
Yeah.
But you've only those now. You can go on your phone now, go on Instagram stories, and you'll notice 1 in every 3 is an ad. Sometimes you'll get hit with 2 ads in less than 4 posts. So you will, and now I've said that, you'll notice it. You'll be like, fucking hell, Tom's right. It is every three stories is an ad.
Yeah. No,
it's too much. It is too much.
It is, mate. Well, the platforms are changing, and you can either be stubborn and think, right, this has worked for the past 2 years, I'm going to stick with it, refuse to learn different platforms, or you can just adapt and just accept, right, a new platform's come out or a new algorithm change has happened. My results might drop for a bit while I learn this new way, but it'll be better for me in the long run. And I think you've just got to you've got to keep your mind open and not rest on your laurels, in the sense that, right, I've been getting a 10x ROAS on Facebook with this particular style of ad for this client for a year. Now it's starting to dip. Am I just going to sit there and hope it changes, or am I actually going to do something about it and learn a new way? I think that's kind of the bottom line. And then just learn how to adapt your marketing on those different platforms, because you can't keep it the same.
I don't think you can get results on the Meta platform without a decent budget. Like if you're fucking around with £8 a day daily, unless you've got a spectacular service and a spectacular product, you are really going to struggle to cut into being a priority with Meta. The more you spend with Meta, the more of a priority you become. And the more you spend, the better type of people you get. That is an absolute fact. And people be like, well, he's only got a £6 a day daily budget. Well, fucking hell, like, is he serious about his marketing or not? What's the value of his product? If the value of his product, his or her product, is like one sale could be $500 or $2,000, you need to be spending significant amount of money to get those sales. You can't fuck around with £6 daily budget.
No,
$300 on it. It's just you won't get there.
No, and I think that, but
on TikTok and YouTube, but not.
I think budgets are a really interesting issue, because I think with certain lead generation businesses, if you're running lead gen campaigns, I think you can get away with a £500 a month budget, because that's what's that, like 15, almost £20 a day. That's a decent budget for a local lead gen, 40-mile radius around the whatever the business is, to bring in leads. But when you go into kind of nationwide, the whole of the US, whole of the UK, e-com services, £500 a day is going to do fucking diddly squat.
Nothing. It won't break the camel.
Especially if you're selling like a clothing brand. If you're starting to work with a clothing brand, you're targeting the whole of the UK, you're with a £500 a day budget, you're fucked. You're competing with Boohoo, you're competing with ASOS, you're competing with all of the fucking Megatron businesses that, and you're like, I've got £10 here. Facebook going to be like, no, well, I don't care about keeping you advertising. I care about keeping ASOS. So they're going to get all the good traffic.
The best thing to do if you have a low budget for ads is to, it's hard to explain it on this podcast, but there's ways in which you want to basically turn that traffic into email marketing. So you want to be building, if you've got a really small budget, you need to find what we teach, but there's a strategy you can put in place to build your email list. That's your key priority, is your email list. The reason I say that, emailing people is free to do. So you just need to find out, instead of getting sales on the Meta platform with a low budget, get them to submit their email instead. And you'll get, because it's a low entry point, because people are just want, could be sign up to our newsletter and get £5 coupon, whatever, discount voucher, whatever it is. But get them to submit their email, and a genuine email, because you can then market these people long term. If you can, with a £5 daily budget, get 400 new email addresses, okay, it will change the outcome of that brand, because you're then emailing them for free.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that goes back to the whole kind of philosophy of Facebook ads or any online marketing is the aim of turning traffic that you pay for into traffic that you own. And that can be across all levels. That can be email marketing. It can be a following on Instagram. It can be a following on YouTube. Once you use the platforms to grow a following that you own and you can market to for free, then you don't need to rely on paid traffic. That's the whole aim of it. And if you're a startup business, say you launched a business yesterday, you've got your inventory, it's time to sell it, it's time to market it. If you make the decision, I've got a 500, even if you've got £1,000 a month daily budget for a business you've just started yesterday with no data, you're going to struggle to get, you're going to really struggle to get to profit over that year, even if you spent 12 grand in that year, depending on the product is. If you've got an excellent product, that's fine. But if you've got a mediocre product, no real USPs other than a logo or whatever, you're going to really struggle. I'd recommend spending that time and money into producing really good, valuable content. Grow organically. Same with you. If you're going to spend money on ads, do it to help boost the traffic that you own. So help it grow your social channels you own, help grow your email marketing list. So then you can send more content and more and get more traffic to your site for free. That's similar to what you said, but I think people rely too heavily on ads. They start a business and go, right, just because I'm putting £1,000 into ads, I'm entitled to make loads of money. But it doesn't. It's difficult because people have been made to believe that there is a magic wand, and we've said that before, but it isn't. There's so much that goes into it. And if you're a startup business, you have to have your content. Every business needs to be a content production company, but above everything else.
But also, people go on a lot in our industry about ROAS and ROI, and you should be getting this, you should be getting that. The platform on Meta is fucked for reporting. Like, no one knows what they're getting in terms of ROAS at all. It's fucked. It's damaged. It is long-term damage, because people, with the iOS 14 update, and people have the choice now whether they want to be tracked online or not and have personalized ads. And the way that message was delivered on the Apple software encouraged a not to track response.
Yeah.
It means that though all these people that go on and on and on about you can get 10x ROAS, and showing you the inside of their ad account, it means fuck all, because it's damaged. It doesn't mean anything, that data, anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it's impossible. That doesn't mean it's impossible to get a ROAS on Facebook. It just means people showing I've spent this and this is the ROAS it said in Facebook means fuck all, because the only way you're going to find out your ROAS is by talking to the client using a range of different tracking softwares, using your Google Analytics, using the analytics on their website, using the Facebook stuff. You've got to use all of it along with past data and the history of the company of what they've been earning, and analyze it from a numerical perspective and say, right, this is actually what I've brought in.
It makes me laugh when people go on and are still going on about the inside of their ad accounts. You don't get it. People don't get you don't get it. It's not the same data anymore. It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And some people might challenge, well, it's not actually, because I've done this and I got that and it did match up. Fine. But That it all depends on, we work with a brand that the demographic of is women who are 48 to 60. Okay, we work with an e-com brand that is growing and is becoming hugely successful. Those people all have private Instagram profiles because they're twitchy about people looking at themselves, looking into their life. They are all majority coming onto Instagram, but a lot are on Facebook. All right, but also when it comes to being asked, would you like to be tracked, they shit themselves and say no.
Yeah.
So, because that's their age group, that they're just a bit more cautious about that sort of stuff. So for us, we know the tracking with this particular ecom brand, it means fucking nothing until we go into Shopify and we look exactly how many sales we've had this month, how much we've spent on ads, how much is the entire marketing cost been. Then we know, okay, that is a return of this. We are breaking even. We are making this much profit. But I wouldn't take anything from a fucking metadata source at all.
No, definitely not.
Okay, well, let's move on, mate. So that's software. No, so that's platforms.